This is Holly with woodlandshits.com, and I have James Cooper in the studio today, the co-founder of Tribenest. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me today.
Great. So tell me a little bit about what Tribenest is and your vision.
Great. Well, Tribenest is an organization we started about a year ago, a little under a year ago, and basically we are a group of coaches. So we are a group coaching membership. And our vision is really to help small businesses and professionals to really work on their game plan for their business. But a lot of times when we're a small business, we get really, our time gets crunched. We have difficulties managing things. We wear,
Guilty.
Yeah, we wear so many different hats throughout the day that the things like planning and thinking about our marketing structure and hiring people, getting out and networking like we need to, all of a sudden our schedule's so busy that we're just running from one thing to the next.
Absolutely. I can totally agree with that.
So it's hard to make sure we're getting the bigger ticket items done. So what we say we are is we help people hold them accountable to the things you say you want to do. We say we want to grow our business. We say we want to get out and hire someone, or we need to grow into a market or launch a product line. So we try to work on one thing at a time with our members while coaching them to help them grow their business. And what that looks like specifically is we work an hour and a half a month in a small group to help people, get organized. We have preset modules, so we go through and work on your business. And really, what our approach is personal development leads to business development.
That makes total sense.
Right. So we go out and work on the thing or the tools, and until we're ready to really make a change, or ready to kind of get the concepts in mind where we can communicate it, we may go do something, but it didn't really change. We go back to our habits. So we work on kind of growing ourselves, getting connected to what we want to do. And so we build on three pillars that we talk about a lot, probably at every one of our meetings. And the first one is self-awareness. So when we talk about self-awareness, we're talking about in a business context. What kind of business am I trying to build? What about this? What drew me to this industry? Like you like radio. You like being around people, talking to people,
Sure.
being a conduit for information and really supporting
Absolutely.
the local community. Well, what was it that drew you to do that? Right? What's the thing that makes us feel like this is what I'm drawn to? Because sometimes in business we start doing things and then we get pulled in a different direction because of the money or whatever we need to do to meet demands, and we get away from our passion. Why did we get into this in the first place? So we start with being self-aware and knowing what's important to you, so that you spend your time and passion doing something you're really going to like at the end. Our second pillar is on mindset. So if you're going to change something, we feel like if you're going to change something for real, you're going to have to work on the mindset. In other words, how do you look at it? There's a lot of limiting beliefs. There's a lot of things we were told as kids, or things that the school system or things taught us. And so we may be restricting ourselves to say, well, I could never do that. I could never be a speaker. I could never lead an organization that big. I'm not a good communicator. And so when we say those things, guess what? They're true.
Absolutely.
And we don't change anything. And our third pillar is business relationships. So a lot of people in our area get out and network a lot. You see people out there and you just run into these people over and over and over again, right? We're seeing the same people, which is great. But what are we doing? What's our return on our investment for all that time out networking? I think you got to get those people right next to you that understand your vision, your mission, and your business. And when you start leveraging those people and building real solid relationships where there's real intentionality, where we're doing business together, we're passing referrals, and we're growing together, like you can do a lot with 4 or 5 people. You don't need to go meet 50 people a day to get something done. So we try to add a little strategy, and again, it's an hour and a half a month, and we try to make it affordable. We work with people. We're even doing Zoom sessions so that people can do it from their home or they can do it from wherever they're at, but we do it in small groups in person as well. And on top of that, we do a lot of public events. You'll see us out in the community a lot, like with Microsoft or our event coming up. We're out there in the community, and we're just doing workshops on specific things, one thing at a time, about our business. So we view ourselves as an educational platform and a way for people to get connected who are small. It's them, it's a solopreneur, or it's a small business, or it's someone that is at a plateau and they just need some help to get over to that next level.
Wow, what an amazing resource.
Thank you.
Thank you for building this business.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited to see the growth, and my favorite part about it is just seeing our members who've been with us now 8-9 months now some of it's not really their stories, it's just seeing how they feel about their business now. They're going back to the beginning. Like when we start and we have this dream or this vision of what we want to do, we're really passionate about it.
I can tell.
Right?
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm passionate about what I want to do.
Absolutely.
It's the same with our members. Like
Yeah.
they're passionate about what they want to do. And somewhere along the way, life happens and stuff happens and it gets harder and we don't think about the grind. So being able to restore that original passion or maybe even improve on it to say, now I'm focused on what we really want to do with this thing. And then you see them go out and talk about it at a networking event, or they go out and get a big sale, or they make a connection and the business grows. That feeds me. That's why I started this, is I like to see people really find that quality of life and things, find that passion in their business that's going to really drive them to feel good about it. And then you see that spark in their eye when they're talking about the things that are going on in their business.
That's awesome.
So I really like that.
So I'm really excited. You have an event coming up on April 21st, the Business Development Summit of 2017.
Yes.
Small business conference and workshops. Tell me a little bit about, what made you decide I want to have this summit, and give me a little overview of what's going to happen on the 21st.
Great. So yeah, the reason we wanted to do this was because small business, really, we don't always realize it, but in the Woodlands area in Montgomery County, small businesses are a big piece of the pie.
Yes.
There's a lot of us out there. I meet people every day. I've been in the marketplace for years now, and I'm like, you've been here 20 years. I don't know you. How do I not know you? Right? So we really, in our collective numbers, we're a big piece of the pie. And so I think there's a lot of recognition that's due small business, because small business drives so much of the employment increase around here. And we need the big guys, we need the big companies. They definitely add to our area. But our small businesses, they're really the heart and soul of this area. So I wanted to have a summit or a conference that really celebrates small business. We're going to have some presenters that just talk about the impact. I want us to realize our power that we have together. When we get connected with the right people and with each other.
I could not agree more.
Right. When we lift each other up, then there's a lot of things we can do that we could not do on our own. So I want to be a uniter. I want to be a connector. I want this event to also be a little benchmark to where when we get in the grind, there's got to be something that comes along that's a spark to grow or change or take on something. So I want people to be able to put this date down on their calendar and know on that day, I'm going to go and I'm going to commit to working on something. So that's the point. We're going to have the speakers, which will be very, motivational and encouraging, and help us kind of take a breath, take a day out of our business to think and to get some restorative energy there.
Right.
And then after that, go work on something. We're going to have some things on finance. We're going to have some things on technology, on leadership, on delegation, some of these big things that you don't think about until you really need to do them in your business. And I call it rolling up your sleeves, getting out your gloves, and let's walk away with something that you're going to work on over the rest of the year, so that at the end of it, I got something done that's going to move it forward in a meaningful way. So that was the vision behind the event, is to really make it small business oriented and a celebration. And in terms of what we're going to do, again, it's April 21st at the Holiday Inn in Shenandoah, starting at 8 in the morning. What we're going to do is have some platform speakers, and I'll go over a few of them. Our headline speaker is going to be Dr. Ivan Meisner. He's a really big deal in the networking world. He's the founder of BNI, which is over 30 years old. Yeah. So he has over 200,000 members in his organization.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. 200,000 members, right?
That's
really
awesome.
Grown out of one little breakfast networking group in California in the 80s. And now he's got just the largest networking organization in the world.
That's amazing.
He's an amazing teacher, and I kind of fall under his philosophies in terms of how I operate, being in BNI for a long time. So it's so exciting. I've heard him speak before, but to hear him come speak to us about what it takes to build your network effectively. And his co-presenter is a good friend of mine and one of my coaches, Brian Hilliard. So they've written a book together, Networking Like a Pro. They're working on volume 2 now. So it's a really good time to get them to come in. They're excited. They're working on their book, so we're going to have that. And then we got some local people too, like Gil Staley, going to come talk about some of the things we just talked about small business in the area. and the impact. And then a good friend of all of ours, Monette, with Review, it's also who's sponsoring, is going to help us talk about leadership and how she built her business out of just a few dollars in a dream.
She did, I know.
Right?
She's got a great story.
She got a great story. She's got longevity. She's empowering people. She's got a great team. So there's always a lot we can learn from those that came before us.
Absolutely. So there are still some sponsorship opportunities available, and there are early bird tickets are $89 until March 15th. So where can they go to order tickets or learn more about sponsorship information?
Okay, great. And the answer to that question is, both of those questions is the same. So our website is tribenest.com. And then there's a link on the top right to click it for the Business Development Summit. So you can go to tribenest.com, check it out, click on the Business Development Summit. The ticket buying package is right there. You can click on it. Also down below is all the sponsorship opportunities. If it's okay, I'd like to mention a few of our sponsors that we already have.
Absolutely.
So we can give them a little bit of love since they're helping us. So we got Microsoft on board, the Microsoft store here locally. They're always, they're very involved in the community, really do a lot to help with children, with schools, they do small business things almost every week. So really, really appreciate them. We've also got Review It with Monette. We've also got you guys.
Yes, we're thrilled to be a part of this.
We've got CWPA, which is one of our Tribenest members who does office products. We've got Mike Thacker with the Work Lodge.
Oh, yes.
Who's new to this area.
Yes.
He's got a really good established business down in the Willowbrook area. And then we've also got Charla with Woodlands Event Planners.
Yes, she's amazing. Shout out to Charla.
She's amazing. She connected us.
Yes, she did.
So she's a great connector. And then we've also got Julio Resendez, who is our web designer. So we've just got some great people that have committed to helping us. And in terms of sponsorships available, we still have some lunch spots available. We still have some break spots available. And we definitely would love to highlight your business if that small business target market is your market.
Absolutely.
And in terms of the tickets, an $89 ticket to come out and see Dr. Meisner is impossible in itself.
Sure.
And then to get all these other speakers, some workshops, breakfast, and lunch. This is our inaugural event, so we want to make it affordable. It's really more about taking the time to come out, get connected, but you want to jump on that early bird while we got it going.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is there like a limited seating?
Yeah, right. There obviously there is limited seating, but we're going to cut it off at March the 15th for the $89.
Okay.
And then it'll go to $109. So you want to save the $20 and
sure.
and get your ticket early. Right now, there's plenty of tickets available, but you know how it is as you get toward the end.
Oh no, anything that. Especially in the Woodlands, unfortunately we procrastinate a little bit.
We do, right?
We get our tickets literally 2 days before the event.
Or at the door.
Yeah,
we pay more.
But they do sell out.
Yes, they do.
A lot of events in the Woodlands sell out.
We do. So I want to encourage them to go ahead and get their tickets and then think about also those people. I always think when you're going to a networking event or an educational event, it's always smart to take somebody with you that you want to do business with. That's one of my little strategies. Mm-hmm. So imagine, you got this person there on your wish list of doing business with, and you invite them out, and now you get to spend the day learning together.
Right.
And that creates a little bond, creates a little opportunity for doing business. So think about the people in your sphere of influence or your networking group, or maybe someone you haven't had time to spend good business time with like you like. Learning together, that's really one of the concepts behind our group coaching is when you learn together,
you hold each other accountable too.
You hold each other accountable. You kind of feel like you can spill your dirty laundry a little bit because they're talking about theirs.
Right.
None of us are perfect, so we're all a work in progress.
Are you sure about that? No, I'm just
Some
kidding.
of us may be perfect.
I'm just kidding.
No one in my household.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so you kind of end up being a network together because you're sharing. Mm-hmm. And also you get a little bit invested in each other's goals. So I'm a big goal guy, so I would think coming out and figuring out I need to work on financing, or I need to work on leadership. I need to work on, just my disposition and becoming more positive in my outlook. Whatever it is we need to work on, we tend to find what we're looking for. Mm-hmm. So if we come to that event and we work on our mindset, we're going to walk away with something that we can really do in our business.
That's amazing. So I just want to reiterate again, the Business Development Summit of 2017, obviously presented by Tribenest.
Yes.
Will be April 21st. At 8 a.m. over at Holiday Inn and Suites in Shenandoah. Tickets are still available, as well as sponsorship opportunities. And for more information, you can go to tribenest.com. And again, early bird tickets are $89 until March 15th. Otherwise, they go up to $109.
That's correct.
So I'm really looking forward to this event, and we're going to bring Adam Smasher. So we're really excited to see what he's
I'm a
gets out of this.
I'm a big fan of his. I really do appreciate you and your whole team here support and this interview today. So we definitely want to get the word out. We also, if I can mention, we have monthly events that are free.
Okay.
They're workshop based. We call them our monthly meetups. If you go on our Facebook page for Tribenest, we post a public event, at least one, sometimes two a month, that are free to come out and work on your business. So these will obviously be kind of leading up to our larger event, but this is kind of our usual business practice. So we have one in March and one in April coming up. So if folks want to come check out just what the vibe is like, we view ourselves as a little bit different than some of the networking you've done before. We don't just stand up and give a commercial. We're the place where you come to plug in and think about what you're doing. Take a little planning time. We all have those things we know we're supposed to do in our business.
Right.
And we don't get around to it for whatever reason.
Right.
Life, maybe it's just not a natural inclination, that area we need to work on. So when someone kind of points it out, it even though it may sting a little bit, it feels like, oh, well, I know I need to do this.
Right.
Well, we want you to walk out of there with a little bit of a plan. This is what I need to work on. We're gonna in March, we're gonna be talking about money. Money in business. The number one thing that kills businesses is cash flow.
Sure.
When you think about that, that's a crazy thing. We're winning ourselves to death. We're selling so well that we can't afford the bills for the turnover and the time it takes us to get paid. Or we're not pricing it right and we're selling too much of it. The margins aren't there, or we don't have the management structure or whatever, and we win ourselves out of business.
That's it. That's a good point.
It's amazing. Like, how does that happen? Well, no one teaches us how to manage our money, how to think about, we grew up with a few dollars in our pocket or whatever we're used to living in a household budget. Money in business is entirely different. Corporate America is used to this. How do we learn it? You got to think about how much money do I need to make, and how do I flow it in a way where I can hire that next person, where I can move to my own location and get that real estate money coming back in my pocket. These are the moves the big guys make. In small business, we got to do the same thing.
Sure.
And our one in April is going to talk about event marketing. We want to set our members up like you guys. If you do a trade show or you do a conference or you do your own little event, how do you monetize that? How do you not just throw your banner up on the wall and expect to get some money out of it?
Right.
You got to have a strategy to figure out, how do I work the room? How do I connect with people? What are some tricks of the trade to turn those public speaking events or teaching, even doing a lunch and learn for those small businesses? I've done lunch and learns with 8 people and had amazing sales out of it.
That's great.
There's nobody in the room, and how are we doing so well? Well, it's all in the presentation, the perceived value, and so those are the things that we'll talk about at our monthlies kind of leading up to our event. So those are the kind of things, again, talking about our vibe, we feel like we get you in, we get you out, we get you on your way, we don't take too much of your time. For those who are interested in Tribenest membership, on that same website, we have a membership tab, and it kind of talks about what membership is like. It's under $100 a month, and we work on your business one thing at a time, and we add all this extra value up on top of it for these other things that you can do throughout the month. So that's kind of our deal, is helping the everyman grow his business.
Well, James, thank you so much for coming into the studio today. And again, it's tribenest.com to learn more about your membership and sponsorship opportunities and ticket sales for your upcoming Business Development Summit. Again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Have a great day.
Thanks.